And so, the last of my guests is Andrew Jeffrey.
Hi, John.
Hiya.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing incredibly well. Never better. I'm super impressed. I've watched more of this than I should have done, to be honest. And it was absolutely fabulous. I think the people who put this on are complete heroes, John.
Completely. I'm so impressed that this is going, and I'm also really impressed that I've gone through 3 guests and not had to say to anyone that they're on mute. And so that is really it's the beginning of the feed. There's quite a lot of mutes, but it would be. So you're a mathematician, magician.
Yeah.
Is that
easy for you to say?
Not many things are at the moment.
Yeah.
The adrenaline is still a bit wonky with me.
Doing great.
So yeah, I've been doing my countdown based on a 400-meter race. We've now got about 58 meters to go.
Go for it. Go for it.
So can we get a bit of history about who you are and what do you do?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Andrew Jeffrey, and I was like many of the people on here, I was a teacher. I was teacher for 20 years. And then I decided to leave teaching to start my own company to help other teachers become even more awesome at maths teaching. And I did that for about 12 or 13 years until the 23rd of March, which is a date that sticks in everybody's mind, I guess. Like many people have said on here, you know, that Ben just said it to you earlier, people can't go into schools. It's not, you know, it wasn't on. And I thought, what shall I do? So I started doing webinars for teachers. I've written books and things for them. And I have a couple of other little side projects. And I've been doing a podcast with Rob Eastaway, who's coming on later. And yeah, this term I went back to the classroom. So I've been doing some year 6 catch-up maths 2 days a week, and I've never been happier, John. It's absolutely wonderful to be back in the classroom again. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I'm kind of missing it. I took a bit of a career break, and it's sort of I need to go back and then just get my numbers going again. Because it's sort of I was doing stuff with Ben earlier, and it was sort of I used to be able to have to do all this at one point, but I'm a bit lax now with the being put on the spot with numbers. So you got a trick for us, Nat?
I've got tricks and treats. What would you like first?
Oh, I think a trick first.
Trick first. Okay, so let me take you back, folks, to the ancient Greeks, and they were geometers. So the first mathematics was really geometry, and geometria means measuring the earth. And so we were geometers before we were ever doing number work, really. And they were very good at construction, geometric construction. But there were 3 things they decided you couldn't do. And famously, these 3 things were, firstly, create a cube whose volume was exactly double the volume of another one. Trisect an angle using just a straight edge and a pair of compasses, or square a circle. In other words, find a circle with the same area as a square. But I delighted as a world exclusive on the 24-hour Maths Magic-a-thon to show you that you can square a circle if you use a little bit of maths. And so here is a circle, and I call this my squircle, because if everyone in the room suddenly goes, maths is magic, and claps their hands, you can square a circle.
Okay, I blinked and it did what? I'm still in shock. I mean, I'm not quite.
You're not quite sure. Should we do it again?
Yeah, that was a.
Okay, let's do it again, because here's a circle. Okay, and now it's a square. And this is my squircle. It's called a squircle. That's just a name I made up for it. And I was announcing on Twitter that I was going to do the famous squircle. I'm going to put it down on my mat, and I'm going to try and share my screen with you. I hope I've got permission to do this thing.
Yeah, you should have. I'm going to just drop myself out of the camera so we get everything's focused on you.
Can you just have a look? I can't see the chat. Is everyone seeing this? My picture should be up in the top right.
Yeah. Well, the chat's on about a 30-second delay, so We
long as you
just,
can see
the film's on a 30-day delay, so I haven't quite got onto it yet. Yeah, we're ready there.
All right. Well, I'll just show everyone now. There's throughout this half hour, I won't do any actual like camera tricks. So you can see this thing here that I'm pointing to is actually my visualizer, and it's attached to my computer. So I'm never out of shot. All right. Like you'll see me if I put my hands up here or down here. It's all in the same time. So the way the Squircle works.
Can you just zoom out slightly? Is that possible?
Can I zoom out?
Yeah, we're just missing the bottom of your Squircle.
Oh, hang on. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. Let me try. Oh, that's gone the wrong way, and that's gone the wrong way. Let me see. Zoom. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I can.
I think that's a bit better than it was.
Is that okay?
We've now got the bottom in there.
All right. Okay. So this is a genius thing, and I use this so much, and people always want one. So I ended up importing loads from America. It's 4 pieces of sprung aluminium hinged, so it's a permanent flexible rhombus, if you like. Okay, so here is a rhombus, and these are just riveted. If I hold it up to the document camera, there, it's just riveted, so I can do that. Okay, so it pings. And this in itself as a tool, even if you never made the circle, is a wonderful maths teaching tool. I love using this in class because you can use it with young children reception or even Key Stage 3 kids. I'll demonstrate in a moment. And what happens is if I start to pull, it puts tension on the joints so they settle into a curve. So there is no magic to it apart from the experience. Here it is in slow-mo. But then, as you know, John, magic happens only in the mind of the person watching, right?
Yeah.
That's where magic happens. And so if you can do it with enough kind of, so I can pull and ping it back. And it's absolutely beautiful. So here's a little idea if you want to experiment with this, this kind of idea, which has got the bigger area. So I'm just going to ask people, and I know it'll take a bit of time to come through the chat. I'll come back to this if we have time, but what's the ratio of the area of the square to the area of the circle? And it turns out to be a really beautiful and simple piece of maths, which I will share at the end. There we go. So I don't know if that's a trick or a treat, really. How would you say? Does that count as a trick or a treat?
I think we've been combining words already. So it's kind of it's a treat and a trick. So it's a treat.
A treat. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, John. Have you had a tough time during lockdown?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make it up to you. I'm going to make it up to you with these cards. Okay. So let me go back to share my screen again. I'm going to give you a chance to win a wonderful prize. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so these are just 5 of my business cards. Okay. And on the back of them I've written some prizes. All right, John, and we're going to play that kind of dusty bin type game where you just say stop, by the way, I'm mixing them up.
Yeah. Stop.
Okay. Where we eliminate 4 of the prizes and whatever's left is your prize and it's yours to keep. Okay. Now I can guarantee, and I'm not lying about this, I can guarantee folks that the sum total of these prizes is approximately £3 million. Okay. So altogether, when you add up the total value of these prizes, it's 3 million. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, now I want you to give me a number between 1 and 5, please, John. And that's the number we're going to eliminate.
A whole number?
Yes.
4.
Okay, so let's eliminate number 4 and keep going until there's just 1 prize left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll eliminate this prize. Which is £1 billion. I'm so sorry. Okay, but never mind. There are other good prizes.
I'll get over it.
Oh, you'll be fine. Honestly, you'll be fine.
I came with nothing. If I leave with nothing, that's
level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right, next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look. This is. Oh, look. A luxury yacht. Do you like yachting?
I can't swim.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, that would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn, but lockdown, and then I can't really get into.
Don't worry about it. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh look, you could have won a lifetime supply of beer or wine or chocolate. I don't know. Do you have a preference at all?
My preference would be beer, and given that, as I've said earlier, they seem to be all bought out in South Manchester.
No, no beer or wine or chocolate or anything.
It's Halloween. Halloween, we've got umpteen thousand students who can't go out.
Oh man. Okay, now that actually sucks. Okay. All right. Never mind. You haven't won that. Let's try it. Okay. One more. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last prize you didn't win. Oh mate, a 2-week holiday in the Bahamas. See, that's not bad. So here are 4 prizes you could have won: a luxury yacht, a 2-week holiday in the Bahamas, a lifetime supply of beer, wine, and chocolate, and £1 million. So you didn't win any of those, but you know the total value of the prizes, so you know this is going to be awesome. Are you ready for this, John?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You have won 30 minutes with a famous magician, and you're only 10 minutes through it. How excited are you?
I mean, my adrenaline was already kind of at peak. It's going.
It's down. It's down. It's down. I'm sorry, mate. Just take a deep breath. Okay, let me show you now. I'm really, really excited about this, and this is the thing that I don't know that I've ever seen anyone else perform this trick. It's from a book. Magicians may have seen this, called Try the Impossible, by Simon Aronson. And he wasn't a professional magician. He was a very, very good amateur magician. And he was a lawyer. I think he's recently passed away, but you don't see many people with this book these days. Magicians will know about it, but it's a book that I read, and even as a mathematician, there's something in it that blew me away. And with your permission, I'd like to show it to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Superb. So it involves what everyone else has been showing you, a pack of cards. All right. And the idea of this trick is that I'm going to ask, now normally I'd have 2 spectators sitting either side of me, but John, are you happy to be those 2 spectators?
Yeah, I'm happy to be. I'm probably the size of 2 spectators, to be honest.
Well, all that adrenaline will burn some calories, so you'll be fine. Here we go. So I'm going to try something. Normally, I'd say, would you cut off approximately a third, and would you cut off approximately a third? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the cards up to the camera, really close to it, so you can see I'm not cheating. One of the things I love about this trick, by the way, I should say, there is no sleight of hand at all. At no point am I going to hide any of my actions. All right, so you can see this is all happening live. So guys, I know it's not as ideal as having 2 spectators, but John's a good man. He will help me out. John, I'm going to flick down the cards just like this, okay? And at somewhere around about the top third-ish, doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere around there, I just want you to say stop. And I'm going to go fairly slowly, just so that we know there's no cheating, okay?
Okay. Stop.
There. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like one more or one less?
No, I'll take that, I think. I'll
take that. Okay. All right. So that's the first pile. I'll leave it down on the table. And now we'll do the same thing one more time. Sorry, I forgot to say stop after about another, wherever you want, really.
Yeah. Stop.
There. One more or one less?
One less.
One less. Yes? Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the second one. Now, all I want you to do is remember the 2 cards that you cut to. And I hope you'll agree that's a completely fair thing that I've done. Okay. So I'm going to have to turn away because I'm going to be the only person on this entire thing who doesn't know what these 2 cards are. All right. So I'm going to turn away. I'm going to hold it up to my camera here. Okay, I want you all to just have a look at it. Don't say anything. Obviously, don't write anything in the chat. So that's the first one.
Yeah.
In the right place?
Yeah, I can see that.
Does everyone see that? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's the first one. No trickery. And here's the second one. I'll turn away. Can you all see that? Second one.
Yeah, see that.
I don't know if I'm holding it in the right place or not.
Yeah, you are in the right place. Yeah.
All right. Everyone's seen that? I'll put that back down.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now, that's all that happens. Okay. You saw what I did. Literally, you had a free choice. You even changed your mind on one, and that was great. Well done. So, okay, here we go. What I'm going to do, John, is I'm going to cast a shadow across the pack. Like that. Do you know what that does? Do you know what that achieves?
It's magic.
Of course, in the mind of the spectator. Absolutely. All right. So I'll tell you what it achieves. It builds some suspense, but it achieves one other thing. It lets me know what your cards are. Okay. Because now there will be 2 cards face up in the deck. Trust me. I promise you, I've done no trickery at all. 2 cards face up in the deck. Let me spread them really carefully across the mat, and you will see 1, 2 cards. There we are. 1, 2 cards face up. You don't seem very impressed.
I tend to do. Yeah, I didn't expect the jokers to be in there. I didn't see them before.
They weren't your cards.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I do. I'm just saying they weren't your cards. I didn't say they would be your cards. I just said 2 cards.
Okay, well, yep.
Trick. That was a good trick, right?
Yeah.
I tricked you. No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. The jokers are my assistants, right? The jokers are my assistants, and I'm a bit weird. And magicians, after a while, magicians, you hear people saying, "Oh, they're talking to the cards." You know, the cards talk to me, and these cards do talk to me. Let's see what this one is saying. Can you tell me what John's first card was, please? Okay, he says it was the 18 of spades. I don't think it was. What about the second card? Can you tell me what the second card was? 43. That's really odd. Okay, so these guys are saying 18 and 43. So the only thing I can think of is to count down to those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 43. Now, this would be quite miraculous, wouldn't it? If out of all of these cards, the jokers had told me the number 18 and the number 43. John, what was your first card?
It was the 6 of diamonds.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. The jokers may joke, but they do not lie. And what was your second card?
My camera hasn't frozen, by the way. My face has.
Oh, okay. Your face got. Oh, okay, that's good. Your second card, John,
is 7 of clubs.
You absolutely sure? Because that's what I got too. Okay. Now, I'm aware that this is a Zoom call going live over YouTube, and sometimes technical things can go wrong. So I have arranged for some subtitles if you missed the punchline of this trick, guys. Okay. Yeah. So this is really important. Out of all the tricks on all the cards, you went for those ones. The kind of the what was it? The 6 of diamonds and the 7 of clubs. But much more importantly, I didn't write that down because that was a free choice. But what I did subtitle was the fact that this joker said 18 and this joker said 43, and I never saw that coming. Amazing trick, and there is no sleight of hand to it. I'm going to leave that one as a problem for the reader, which is a terrible thing people say. What do you like? Do you like that? Because it doesn't sit. Have you got any idea?
No. There's a bit of my brain that is scrambling to try and put that, but no, I'm not got.
No, it's rather sweet. Okay, right. So let's do something else, John. Yeah, I'm just going to try something with you. Do you like stories?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've got a story, and one of the things that I used to enjoy doing very much was going to take assemblies in school. And in secondary schools, I'd usually do some kind of mind reading that would involve possibly orange kangaroos, sometimes grey elephants. I think at least one of those has been shown in the last 24 hours. But in primary schools, I like to tell a story with a bit of a moral. And it goes like this. So once upon a time, there was a wealthy man who lived in the desert, and where he came from, you didn't measure your wealth in you didn't measure your wealth in money. You measured it in camels, right? And he had quite a few camels. He was quite a wealthy, successful man, but he was getting old. And what he decided was he would make a will, and he made a will. And he said, I'm going to use a formula to decide who gets what. So his oldest child was 18. And he said, right, what I want you to do is subtract your age. Sounds very weird. Subtract your age from 20. Okay, seems an interesting thing to do. So he subtracted his age from 20. And then the middle child, let's subtract your age from 20. So he did as well. And then the youngest child, would you subtract your age from 20? You know, and she did. And whatever. Okay. He said, right, now that's the proportion of the camels that you can have when I die. Sorry. All these down. Okay. That's the proportion of the camels you can have when I die. So, all right. Anyway, he did sadly pass away. So the oldest child said, all right, well, I'm going to claim my half the camels. So in traditional fashion, and I love getting kids up to do this, in traditional fashion, we just split them into two groups. Unfortunately, there was a camel left over. And that's okay if you're doing it with paper, but not really if you're doing it with real camels, as I'm sure you'll agree. So 5.5 camels is not a great amount of cameliness, and half a camel is probably worse than no camels if you think about it. So that was a bit rubbish. So the second child said, maybe I'll have more luck. 4, I'll see if I can grab 1/4 of the camels. So let's kind of make them into 4 groups, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And oh, there's 3 left. So there's like 2, and we can have 1/4 of this one, and 1/4 of this one, 1/4 of this one. We can have 3/4, and it turns out, in fact, that 2 3/4 is not much use, or at least the 3/4 isn't much use. So this is getting pretty frustrating. And the youngest child said, well, can I have a go? And so they went, well, I've got a different way of dividing, because of course, camels and wealthy people that live in the desert, they know their fractions. And so they say, well, I could divide by 6 by thinking of groups of 6. Let's try that. Won't do any harm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's one group of 6. Can we make another? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't, because we only have 11 camels. And so that's one group of 6. And well, it should be a whole group of 6, but I've only got 5 of them. So that's 1/6 of 11 is 1 5/6. And the 3 children were very distraught. They didn't know what to do. They didn't want to disobey their father's will, but they also didn't want to hurt their camels. So they said, right, here's what we'll do. We will ask the old man who lives across the desert. Now, across the desert, there was a wise old hermit, and there was a problem. And his job was to go around the different tribes, ruling on difficulties and disagreements and so on. And he came kind of trotting into town, into the encampment on his camel like this, and said, what seems to be the problem? And they explained the problem. And the problem was, guys, we've got a real issue. If we divide the camels according to our father's will, we have to kill some. And we don't want to do that. So he said, well, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. I'll tell you what, have my camel. And they went, no, we can't do that. We have so much, and you've just got one. That's all you have. He said, no, I insist. If it'll help, have mine. So now we have 12 camels. And he started to, trudge slowly home across the desert to his cave. Well, now, of course, let's see. So can we do the whole 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Yes, we can. Okay, there are exactly 6. So half of camels is 6. So the oldest child gets 6, and he or she, they were very happy because they got an exact whole number of camels, and they'd obeyed their father's will. They didn't have to kill any camels. So that's very good news. The middle child gets a quarter. So again, they went for the 4 piles. But this time, of course, because of the generosity and love of the wise old hermit, every pile was equal. Every pile had 3 camels. So a quarter of 12, they realized, was 3. And then the youngest child said, oh, my turn, groups of 6. But they were so canny, the youngest child, that actually just putting a 3 together with another 3 gave them a 6. 3 together with another 3 gave them a 6. And now they've got 2. So a 6th of 12 is 2. And they all got a whole number of camels. And they rejoiced. And the camels probably rejoiced as well if they knew what a near miss they'd had. But here's the funny thing. Very rarely does a good deed or an act of love go unnoticed. Because the extraordinary thing is, when they added up the camels, they found that 6 camels plus 3 camels plus 2 camels was 11 camels. 6 and 3 and 2 was 11 camels. And they realized they had 1 camel spare. Well, I'm sure you can guess what happened. They ran across the desert and went, wait, come back. And they reunited the camel that the old man had sacrificed with the old man. The end.
That's amazing. It's a good metaphor for life. If you donate your camels to solve a family crisis, you'll get your camels.
I think so. It's basically the story from the Gospels as well, but I don't really go into that. Yeah, donate your camels, everyone. In fact, better don't just donate your camels. Donate to Mark Watson. I got one more thing for you. All right, John.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you quickly. Yeah.
A trick or trick. How are we doing for time? We've got a few minutes. Okay.
We've got a couple of minutes. Yeah.
Couple of minutes. Here we go. So I'm going to use not a full deck for this. Okay, but just a number between 10 and 20, please.
14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's a reason, because I've just had a tattoo done on my navel, and it's a prediction. Okay, 14. Right, here we are. 14 is 1, 4. Okay, and to choose a card at random from these 14, I'm just going to add these digits together. So 1 and 4 is 5. All right, 1 and 4 is 5. I'm going to find the 5th card down, and again, no sleight of hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
This is your card, and it is the 3 of diamonds. Okay, the 3 of diamonds. Now, wouldn't it be impressive if the tattoo? I'm going to stop sharing. Am I back in start video?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're back. Let's just see if we can get the whole tattoo.
It'd be impressive if the tattoo I just had done on my navel was the 3 of diamonds.
It would be impressive.
It would be impressive. Okay. Is the world ready to see if I lift up my shirt? I'm thinking you're watching, John.
The camera's just sort of, I think it's a family show, but I think the camera just froze, but it seems to be back again.
Oh, it's a family show, so I better not show my navel. I better just sit down a little bit lower then, and maybe just show my shirt instead. Which, if you look very closely, ladies and gentlemen, it is pretty much the 3 of diamonds, which is good. I mean, that is quite interesting.
There were a lot of discussions in the chat about what does the shirt say.
What does the shirt say? Well, if you can decode it, that is what it says. Okay, which is cool. It doesn't seem to want to share my screen. Okay. I have 1 minute left. Can I show you something beautiful?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I don't want to take over the next person's time. All right. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. I don't need to share my screen. I'm going to put this all away. Okay, when I was a young boy, I had a dream, and I started this this little work session with you with a square circle, right? And I'm going to finish with exactly the opposite. Can you make a circle from a square? Now, when I was a child, I was always in trouble at school because I had kind of learning difficulties, which were never picked up or talked about. I was always in trouble, but I wasn't in trouble in maths because I found I could remember things in math by the pictures and the patterns that they formed in my mind. So actually, if I do this on the table, you can see there's no cheating. So let me do this. Initializing. Are you going to share your... Oh, it just says initializing. That's really annoying. Okay, I'll try and do this as much in the air as I can then. Here we go. So I've put a fold in this. I used to look out my window and I used to look up at night and just sort of gazed at the moon and went, well, isn't a circle the most beautiful shape ever? So here we go. I'm going to fold it again. Fold it again. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to defy the ancient Greeks? Fold it again and just be able to make a circle from a square with a single tear. And I looked out at the window, and of course I never quite managed it. Let me see if I can make a single tear in this. I'm just, where's my camera? I don't want to go off camera. I'm going to pull these pieces off if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I pulled the pieces off. I kind of want to put them somewhere where, because I'm going to put them here, so don't lose sight of them. Okay. Now, if I open this out with a single tear, what we've made is a circle in our square, which is beautiful. So a squircle again. But what's even more beautiful is my dream finally came true. And I wonder if it was because when I looked out, I wished upon a star. There we go, folks. I'll let you think about that. It's a beautiful piece of mathematics. I really, really like it.
Just as a quick thing, people have been asking, where can they get these Squircle from?
Oh, I kind of sell them. You could probably buy them in America. My website is really dodgy at the moment. It's andrewjeffrey.co.uk. I wasn't going to do a particular advert, but it was completely destroyed about 3 weeks ago. But you might be able to get on there. And if not, just catch up with me on Twitter. I'm AJ Magic Message. Send me a message and I'll sort one out for you. But I'm really aware I don't want to cut into the next person's time because we're at the thick end of stuff now, John.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that. And I think we're going to move. We're going to just quickly say, if anyone wants to donate, there's donation links up. Thank you for your time and well done for all of those tricks. I'm amazed. I've been amazed at everything so far.